Hey everybody, welcome back to Tathastu. The second movie that I'm going to share my thoughts for 2025 is Tourist Family. Directed by Abishan Jeevint, starring Sasikumar, Simran, Ilango Kumaravel, MS Bhaskar, and some excellent supporting actors as the children of Sasikumar and Simran. Oh man, this is a wild ride of a fun movie. It takes such an important idea of how we need to treat neighbors. And by neighbors, it doesn't just mean neighbors who live next to each other, who live opposite streets, who live within the city. It's about neighboring countries. It talks of geopolitics in the most optimistic, fun loving, comedic, beautiful manner. Yes, is this movie a cinematic master? Sorry, is this a cinematic masterpiece? No, not really. It is a well made, well intentioned, really fun movie with very convenient ways of pushing the narrative, but it is such a great first effort by Abhishan that you can literally see that this person wants to really imbibe values of kindness, values of humanity within his cinema. There's an earnestness to his cinema. There's an almost reverence to kindness and positivity in this movie, and it's a welcome change to most of the other movies that are in cinema right now. Million Dollar Studios. Before I talk about the movie itself, I think it's an important thing to note that Million Dollar Studios is doing some excellent work right now in terms of the movies that they have. Lover, uh, the previous movie before Lover that they did, I think it was Good Night, and now Tourist Family. Man, the lineup of movies that they have with these three are such diverse, excellent movies. It is so wonderful to see a production house actually trying to look at great storytelling as its USP. And almost now everyone is looking at Million Dollar Studios as the studio that is going to make your mid budget, story oriented, high concept movies, which is going to deliver really good cinema. And I'm really excited for what they're bringing in next with RJ Balaji's movie as well. And I think there's another movie with Arjun Das. So it's excellent stuff, and I'm really happy that a production house is spending its time and money on it. Now to the movie. It's a very simplistic story. It's a story of a family that illegally migrates from Sri Lanka to Tamil Nadu, and then uh, finds a house, sort of lives in a neighborhood, contributes to the neighborhood unlike most others, and builds camaraderie. Has a problem, has an issue that comes up, which then gets resolved. So it's a very free flowing, easygoing movie that doesn't really have a lot of high stakes to it, but the emotions within this movie are so ringing. It's so poignant that it's very important for us to know that such a movie can bring such great entertainment into your life. Um, Before I talk about Sasikumar, Simran, the two kids, some of the supporting characters who are in this movie are the best of what Tamil cinema can offer in terms of supporting characters. We sorely miss characters like Purna Vishwanathan. We sorely miss characters like Delhi Ganesh, underutilized by Tamil cinema because we just did not give enough importance to supporting characters. It hurts me and pains me to say that there are so many wonderful character artists in Tamil cinema who just don't get the kind of visibility that these kind of movies are now offering them. I'm so glad that Ilango Kumaravel, Shrija Ravi, MS Bhaskar, Bucks, oh lord, all of these guys were phenomenal in the movie. They register time wise very little, but in terms of the emotional heft they bring to this movie, it is brilliant. The scene with Ilango Kumaravel's family and the sort of situation that happens in that household and the music associated to it, so poignant. MS Bhaskar, the man can play anything. He is funny, he is strong, he is Oh Lord, he's so incredible, and I wish people start utilizing MS Bhaskar way more than what he currently is, because we will miss such a talent in case we don't utilize him properly. Shrija Ravi, excellent. We almost feel like she's one of us, and when she's not on screen, you feel that lack of presence also. So it's incredible that these veterans exist in the kind of fold of these good pieces of cinema, and we want them to be there around for a lot of them. Now to Sasikumar. It almost feels like he was typecast, but you really can't help it, because the man is so earnest off and on the screen that Sasikumar probably is one of the only few choices that you can put for this movie, because he's so earnest, lovable, so almost otherworldly in terms of him being a social being, because you don't feel any pretense when he does things for others. You don't feel like he's forcing his goodness with others, his ability to share a piece of food or ask someone if they're okay. You almost feel like Sashi Kumar is being Sashi Kumar in the movie, because there is no one else who could do that much earnestness in his real life and in the cinema. So Sasi Kumar, although typecast, was perfectly cast as well in this movie and was excellent throughout. Simran, oh man, it's wonderful to see rebirths of such excellent actors, female actors who deserve a lot of attention, especially people like Simran, Laila, Ramba, all of these people who need to come back, because they're all really good actors who now deserve a chance to showcase their acting rather than them just dancing around in their early 20s and 30s. Now is the time where we should be giving them those powerful roles where they can actually contribute. Simran was exceptional in this movie. She carried the innocence of a person who moved from one country to another, wants to share her culture, share her goodness, and it's almost like she mirrors Sasi Kumar to an extent, and it's a wonderful piece of act to watch. And to the kids, oh man, the elder one is the one who acted as Bibi in Avesham. Man, he was so good. No, like the level of emotional poignancy he brings to the post interval scene is so wonderful, and it brings to there it almost is the conversation that leads to them and us understanding the emotional heft of moving from one country to another. And it's probably not um, alien to all of us, because it's likely that one time or the other we've contemplated moving from here to another country, from India to another country, or from another country anywhere else. We've all contemplated it. We've probably gone there and lived there for a few weeks, few months, etc. Everything is enjoyable as long as you know that you have a home to return to. In this case, they didn't, and it was so difficult for them to have that conversation. And it's such a poignant piece of this in such a light-hearted movie. Having such a poignant moment is very, very important, and I think the person who acted as Bibi was excellent. The second kid, oh my god, he is the bomb in this movie. He's so funny, he's so hilarious. He's the comedy relief. He's the comic relief at a funeral. So imagine how funny that kid must be, that he makes everyone laugh out loud in a funeral. And that is the power of having cast really good actors, despite age. You cast really good actors who fit the role, they will deliver. And that kid did that. And it was a super fun watch with that kid. Now to Million Dollar Studios and Sean Roldan's relationship. Oh man, those two have like a synergistic relationship. Sean Roldan's albums in Lover, Goodnight, and in Tourist Family have been exceptional. Tourist Family especially has some of the most. There's so much variety in the music that it's so much fun to listen to. I've listened to the album four to five times over the last like 2 days, and it is so much fun to listen to. And especially there's this song called Irage by Vijay Yesudas. Criminal that songs like the ones by Sai Abhyankar get like millions of views, and Irage get like 3k 4k views. It's criminal that these kind of songs don't get as much appreciation as these like really loud music-y things which don't really add a lot of emotional value to people who are listening to it. So I don't know. This is my personal opinion. I just cannot value a song that doesn't have emotional heft to it, and this album has buttloads of emotional heft to it. So kudos to Sean Roden about this. Um, Other than that, technically sound, but not really exceptional execution in terms of edits or in terms of just the flow of the screenplay. It's a very easygoing movie, and therefore it's not a very difficult movie to pull off. Some of the characters are wonderful, especially before I forget among the characters, this is R.J. Ramesh Tilak, who's I don't know what it is. That guy, whenever he's on screen, he's just so easy to watch because everything he says, done and does is either funny, poignant, or beautiful. He's an exceptional character actor, and I'm glad he's getting a lot of good movies like this. So, in conclusion, what do we need to gain out of Tourist Family as the thesis of this movie? I think the thesis of the movie doesn't rely is very simple. It relies on the fact that we need to understand that being neighbors does not mean just living next to each other. It's about trying to coexist. It's about trying to do good for your neighbor. And it's also about trying to be less selfish about yourself. Because as much as you may think that your life revolves around you, your family, your wife, your child, whatever, doing good to society, irrespective of what expectations you have, irrespective of the consequences, irrespective of whether they will take advantage of you or not, doing good by your neighbor is definitely a much better option than standing passively or actively harming someone else. It's always better to be doing the right thing, helping out your neighbor, irrespective of whether they live next to you, they're in a different country. The concept of neighborly love is something that comes through in this movie. So I think the biggest takeaway from the thesis is that we should just be slightly better people to not just ourselves but to our neighbors as well. And we need to try and do maybe tomorrow when you see this video, I'd urge you to just go and have a chat with your neighbor and ask them if they can come home one day and maybe share a cup of tea. Do something nice for your neighbor. And I think that'll change a whole lot of things for you. And that's something that you should take away from this movie. If you haven't watched it, please go catch it in the theaters as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a good day.